Welcome everyone to the first in a series of perfect pairings. We're not just talking about wine and food together, but also the pairing of two great local businesses, Palmer's and Marketview Liquor. I'm Holly Howell, and I'm a wine specialist from Marketview Liquor.
And I'm Mike Martin, a wine specialist from Marketview Liquor, and we brought two wines that Holly and I really like to pair with this lovely meal.
I'm Kaylee Palmer, General Manager of Palmer's Direct-to-You Market.
And I'm Jeff Schamberger, Manager at Palmer's Direct-to-You Market. Today we have a 10 to 12 pound fresh Plainville turkey, as well as all the aromatics to go with it.
So where do you get your turkeys?
Our turkeys are Plainville turkeys. They are strictly fresh, antibiotic-free, and hormone-free, and they are grown in Pennsylvania and New York. And so we love these birds. They come in a variety of sizes.
It's great. They come in 10 to 12 pound turkeys as our smallest, and then each size is a 2 pound interval, and that goes all the way up to 30 pounds or larger.
Great. How many pounds would you get for a group? What do you figure on per person?
We normally recommend about 1 pound per person.
Oh, that's easy. Good. Great.
So Jeff, tell us the first step in preparing the turkey.
Well, you can begin by preparing your turkey as early as the night before, or worst case scenario, 2 hours before you're ready to put it in the oven. But it's really important that the turkey is room temperature before you put it in the oven.
Absolutely. So what we have here is a variety of items that we'll be using to help season the bird. So the vegetables you can chop. So we have celery here, we have an onion, we have carrots, and you can chop those up and put them on the inside of the bird. That is to retain moisture and to also enhance flavor. We also have some dried herbs and some fresh herbs. So we have rosemary here, and we have some bay leaves, and those will also go inside of the cavity of the bird. So we've already separated the skin from the breast. And what's great about that is that then you can fit your hand under here to really massage the breast meat with the canola oil and the salt and the pepper. Once you've saturated the underneath part of the skin, you'll put it back down and you'll do the exact same thing on the outside of the bird. And we use canola oil instead of butter because of the burn point. So that way, instead of having burnt turkey skin, you'll have perfectly crisp golden brown turkey skin.
Fantastic. You just made that look so easy. I think I could actually do that. Now, where do we go from here?
So we transferred the bird onto a deep baking dish so that when all those wonderful juices come out of the bird, you can use them later. And then that's where we put the aromatic veg around it that we didn't use for inside of the bird.
Now what you're going to do is you're going to preheat your oven to 325 degrees. For the first hour, you're going to cover the bird with foil. After that first hour, you're going to remove the foil and let it continue to cook for 20 minutes a pound.
What's this little pop-up thing here for?
So we always recommend that you use a meat thermometer and that you don't go buy the plastic popper in a traditional turkey. That way you can really make sure that the bird is fully cooked. And when you're using a meat thermometer, make sure that you temp the breast and the legs, not just the breast. The legs take a long time to cook.
It's very important that your turkey reaches 165 degrees to make sure that you kill all the bacteria.
So into the oven it goes from here?
Into the oven it goes.
Can we open a wine yet?
Yes, please do.
So thank you for that great demonstration. I learned a lot about preparing a turkey. Now I know a lot of people at home have their own Thanksgiving traditions and their own accompaniments, but you've put together this really delicious looking oyster bread stuffing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. It's our signature brioche oyster stuffing. It combines the smokiness of the bacon, the brininess of the oyster, as well as the buttery flavor of the brioche roll. And all those flavors really combine and enhance the flavor of the turkey.
Do you cook the stuffing in the turkey?
We actually do not recommend that you cook the stuffing inside of the turkey, just to make sure that it's safe. It's very hard to temp stuffing inside of a turkey, and therefore we do it on the side. We do not stuff the stuffing inside of the bird.
So we've brought a couple of wines to enjoy with this beautiful meal, and we've got a white and a red that we think are going to be great for Thanksgiving. We're going to start with the white, which is a beautiful Alsatian white called Hugel Gentil. So you've taken all this time to teach us a little bit about cooking. We'd like to teach you a little bit about wine. And we've poured this really nice white from Alsace, France, which we both love this region. Very famous for its whites. And I think today this is the whole thing about turkey dinners. You want good acidity, tartness. And you know, in wine, that really is what gives the wine structure. But let's start by just giving this a nice swirl. And we do this to just really allow the aromas of the wine to come out of the glass. And just smell it. And some beautiful fruit in this. Isn't that pretty? It's got a little floral, little fruit.
There's so many different white wines that would work. Sometimes a sweeter white works well, but so Holly and I picked a white that has a lot of different grapes. It's got, help me out here, it's got Riesling, Gewürztraminer, Pinot Blanc,
Pinot Gris, Sylvaner, and Muscat.
Yeah,
the big six of Alsace.
Right. So there's a touch of sweetness to this, just a little bit. Really considered an extra dry, but it works well with all these different tastes and textures and aromas. So let's take a sip.
Very crisp and clean.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, it is very refreshing. It's that acidity. You can feel it on the sides of your tongue. It's really tart, tangy, but in wine speak, it's acidity. So let's try a bite of the turkey and just go back to the wine. That acidity is so key. I just feel there's a lot of heavy flavors on the plate, and big heavy wines can be kind of compounding that heaviness. So something with a little bit of acidity and clean, cleansing power kind of cuts through the richness and brings out the flavor.
That is so moist and goes well with the oyster stuffing. You want something, like you said, crisp and clean and dry.
Hugel Gentil is actually made by a family called the Hugel family. They started back in 1639, so they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. Gentil actually means nice in French, and this is a very nice wine, but it basically means a blend of all of those different grapes. So it's kind of you get a little bit of something from each of those grapes, and it really is a beautiful, easy wine to sip, and I think it's great with the turkey.
Okay, so who's ready for some red wine? Good. This is Rodney Strong's 2013 Russian River Valley Pinot Noir from California, and I'm going to pick this wine as a contrast. You can go light or heavy with a red, but Holly and I thought that this very classic traditional style of wine would work well. It has sort of a earthy flavor to it, and it would also work well with the smokiness of the bacon in the stuffing.
And you know, Pinot Noir is a wonderful wine. It's not heavy, and again, as I said, you know, you're going to end up on the couch if you eat a lot of heavy food and heavy wine, but this is lighter. It kind of cuts through. If you just take a sip of this, you get this beautiful, almost like a tart cherry, almost reminds me of cranberry. And why do we put cranberry on our plate at Thanksgiving? Again, that acidity and that fruit kind of helps to bring the flavor out of this very heavy meal. So this to me is almost like having my cranberry sauce in a glass. It really kind of cuts through. So let's try it. And yeah, I really think that bacon element in the stuffing is going to really come through. But yeah, I think there's a smokiness in Pinot Noir that really connects with the smoky flavor.
I love that.
And Russian River Valley, again, you're going to find that beautiful Pinot Noirs, but not over the top heavy. They tend to be very balanced with that acidity that's so important for food.
Yeah, and the alcohol level too.
Yes, lower alcohol.
Like you said, more good fruit, good acidity, keeps your palate clean, and yeah, this works really well.
I could sip on either one of these all day, you know, right through the football games, right through dinner. They're both very good.
It's a long day.
It's a long day, I know. Well, you guys are great. Thank you so much for all the wonderful tips, and hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you,
and
you too.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for the pairing suggestions.
Great.
Cheers.
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 Happy holidays.